Hey everyone, Bruce here with DIY Homestead Projects. Today's going to be a fun video, at least it will be for me. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to be working on some aluminum and doing a practice that covers 5 different types of welds. I learned this from a YouTube channel that I like to watch called the Fabrication Series, and I think the guy's name is Justin. And he showed how you could do 5 different practice runs, weld practice, with only 2 pieces of aluminum. Now I've got some coupons cut that I made out of some 1/8 inch scrap I got at the scrap yard. 1/8 inch thick, cut it into these small coupons, and we're going to be going through that. I'll bring you guys along so you can see how this goes. Watching the professionals on YouTube is usually a much different experience than actually some rookie like myself trying to apply these techniques. But I think it'll be great practice. Now I gotta admit, I have been playing around with the Welding-Tig 225. I ran a bunch of beads on a scrap piece. Some of the welds are really nice, some of them are just horrible. So for the first time and just learning, of course, I wouldn't expect anything different than that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 pieces of aluminum. I have no idea what type of aluminum this is. He does the test on his videos with 1/16 inch filler rod. I was not able to find any of that at my local Harbor Freight. I just picked up some, I think it's 53, 56. So I have no idea if it's the right type of rod, but I think for practice it'll be fine. So the first is an autogenous tack, and he's just going to tack these together with a flat joint on one side. So you want those edges lined up, and then just to, without filler, just tack those 2 together. So that's going to be the first one. The second is going to be a fillet weld on the other side. And then the third will be an edge weld, and you get a chance to do 2 of those. I got to admit, I tried this earlier off camera and it was pretty much a disaster. So we'll see how it goes here on this one. This will be my second attempt at doing this. Nonetheless, it's still a learning experience. And really, in my mind, nothing beats experience. So if you don't have any, you need to practice. And that's what we're doing here today. So let me get this set up so I can go ahead and do the tacks. And then we'll flip this over and set it like a teepee, or just set it on the table like this. And then we'll run this. This is actually going to be a butt joint. The trick is to consume the corner, but not pour it over the side, and also to not have your weld sag. So if you get it too hot, it'll sag or blow through because you got no backer on this. And then just consume the edge, or just up to the edge without totally burning that over. So it should be quite the challenge. We're going to be using 125 amps on the machine. That's also part of this practice. I believe that's going to be way more amperage than necessary to do this, but it's trying to teach me how to use that foot pedal, which I really need to learn. I'm usually way too hot, burning through everything and making just a globbed up mess. So we'll see how this goes. Let me get this all set up, and then we'll get started. All right, I'm going to show you how I'm going to set this up. We'll just do TIG, AC. AC frequency, I'm about 120 or so, I believe. This goes from 40 to 200, and that's one of the drawbacks of this particular machine. You can't get that exact because you don't have a digital readout for it. So I think I've got that set around 120. AC balance, I'm at about 35, I believe. I'm running 2T with the pedal. I'm going to set this to about 125 amps. Once I get it turned on, we'll set the welding current. And I'm not using any of the pulse settings or anything. We're just going to go straight AC welding. Okay, there we go. Pretty straight, pretty lined up. So the next is I'm going to set this up just like this. Okay, let's give this butt joint a try. See if I can do this without blowing over the edge or blowing through. $125 amps. I'm just going to try it leaning right on the edge of the table here to hold the torch steady and then just come right across. All right, let's see what happens. All right, that's a lot harder than you would think. I blew through right at the end, way too hot. Right in the middle, I was coming along pretty fair, but then way too hot on, too much pedal, too hot, burnout. That's gonna mess up the backside, so I better scrub that down a little bit before I do that fillet welds. All right, these fillet welds I really struggle with. And this one's kind of blown out on the end, so let's see what happens. Just try to rest my hand right on the table. Come right down that joint. This should take all 125 amps if I do it correctly. We'll see. All right, well, I tried to fix it at the end. It was just a mess on that end, but the beginning looks halfway decent. Let me show you that. Well, it started out okay until I got to that part where I blew it out from the back. And I tried to fill that in a little bit and it just became a real mess, but anyway. All right, let's try this edge weld and see what happens. All right, this one may be the trickiest of all, but Justin's claims that it's a beginner project. I failed miserably on the other attempts, but I think I got myself set up pretty good here. Just gonna run my hand across this board. Give me something steady to work with. All right, let's try it. Wish me luck. Well, that came out a lot better than I expected. That was the best one I've done so far. Let me get this set up, I'll show it to you. Okay, let's have a look at this. There's the butt weld where I blew out this end here. Tried to fix it a little bit, and it didn't work out so well. Not too bad right in the middle. But if I could do the whole thing like that, that'd be pretty decent, I think. Then we did the fillet weld. Started on the left and went to the right. Here's where it was blown out and I tried to fix it. Just a globbed up mess, so don't try to fix it. But up to about there, not too bad. Especially considering this is only the second time I've done this. That is the nice shiny. I think it's decent. And then here's the edge weld. Kind of curved across the top, but that is not easy to do for a new welder like myself. But it was fun and I learned a lot on the practice. I think maybe I'll put one of these together and try it without any cameras. See if I can improve on that. Yeah, so guys, Prime Weld TIG 225 on AC welding 1/8 inch aluminum. This is a good practice. So you got the tacks, that's 1. The butt weld, that's 2. 3 is the fillet. 4 is the edge weld. And then 5 is just to go down here and run beads and fill up the rest of the coupon just for practice. And I made a real small coupon, so because I'm limited on how much material I have to practice with. But very interesting. It's fun to weld with that. I had it set on 120 hertz and about 30% positive on the cleaning on the AC balance. I'll do another video here soon showing you a little bit about setting up the knobs, or what I've learned on setting up the knobs on this Prime Weld TIG 225 machine. Some interesting things I found out about that. Because you don't have a digital readout, you just got the knobs. Maybe it'll help some of you guys out there that just got one of these machines and know about as much about it as I do. Good practice, good fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you're interested in this sort of thing. And I really appreciate you guys watching the videos and riding along with me on my learning process, learning how to TIG weld. It's very interesting and a lot of fun. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video.